it emerged in this interview. Meghan Markle said that she had suicidal thoughts, felt very lonely in the palace, felt suicidal, and that she went to a senior member of the royal household and she told them about how she was feeling. And they told her she couldn't get any help because it would be a bad look. Now, when we talked about this yesterday, I said, as an all-encompassing thing, I don't believe what Meghan Markle is saying generally in this interview. And I still have serious concerns about the veracity of a lot of what she said. But let me just state for the record about my position on mental illness, right? And on suicide. On mental illness and suicide, these are clearly extremely serious things that should be taken extremely seriously. And if somebody is feeling that way, they should get the treatment and the help that they need every time. And if they belong to an institution like the royal family and they go and seek that help, they should absolutely be given it. And if it turns out Meghan Markle, and it's not for me to question whether she felt suicidal. I wasn't in her mind, and that's for her to say. My real concern was a disbelief, frankly, and I'm prepared to be proven wrong on this, and if I'm wrong, it is a scandal, that she went to a senior member of the royal household, told them she was suicidal, and was told she could not have any help because it would be a bad look for the family. Yeah. If that is true, A, that person, if they're still there, should be fired, and B, the royal family have serious questions to be answered about how they handled it. But I would also throw in the mix that Prince Harry himself belongs to the top of several mental health charities. It does raise the question to me, he sought help himself, he's talked about that openly, why could he not, in that eventuality, have gone and got Meghan the help that she needed, maybe via the charities that he represents?
Sure. Right, so I've been listening to everything that's gone on this morning, and what's clear, what I hear is how, once again, we're reminded how strong emotions can change perspectives on things, can blow things out of proportion. And the royal family, take away the fact that it's royal family, take away the fact that it's monarchy. This isn't a family. This is a family of grandparents, of parents, grandchildren, siblings, all of whom have gone through quite a lot of mental issues in the past. We have a man who lost his mother at a tender age in tragic circumstances and was raised by surrogate mothers who might not have had the skills to be as good as his own mother would have been. We've got a woman of mixed ethnicity who was previously married, who's expressed suicidal thoughts and can't apparently get the help that she needs. We've got grandparents who perhaps are distant because of the role that they play. We've got siblings who are at a different stage in the hierarchy and perhaps seen as more important. So other families, ordinary families, can identify with all of these issues. They are no different. Just because they're royals, they're no different to anybody else.
Except that in this situation, she was told that it was an issue, that it would not be a good look. And that's a terrible thing.
But the royal family have.
I think we should.
The royal family have medical.
Look,
I have medical expertise that come to them.
Right.
They have a royal. There is a royal doctor. There's plenty of help available. I can't believe that she was stopped from going to see somebody who could counsel her, talk through her issues. And what's necessary...
When you say you can't believe it, you mean it is extraordinary that the family or the courtier stopped her doing it?
Well, you're assuming it happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang on, I just want to jump in, Hilary.
Because two people who...
Can we use the word alleged?
Because two people who were damaged come together, it reinforces the problems. They support each other. They build a wall around themselves against everybody else. It amplifies the problem. And so does being royal. It amplifies the problem. Just like Shakespeare in all his plays talked about human emotions, but dressed it up around monarchy.
But Harry said...
Othello or Macbeth or whatever.
Okay, but Hilary...
Amplifies the problem.
All right, but Harry said that he didn't feel he could speak out about it because of the stigma. That was his version of this. He didn't talk about her being rejected or not being able to have any help. And I'm just curious about the dynamic there, where Harry represents mental health charities. His wife says she was feeling suicidal. Why would he not take her to get the help?
Well, whatever
she
she felt, whether her criticisms are justified or not, it was real for her. She felt that she could not approach anybody in total confidence without the press getting hold of it and talk about the issues that were inside her heart. She didn't feel that she could do that. Whether we believe her or not, it doesn't matter. It was real for her. And to express the fact that she had suicidal thoughts and was prevented from getting help from that, you know, it is extraordinary to hear that.
Yeah.
And
that's the bit I find hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that a senior member of the royal family, bearing in mind they've been very welcoming to Meghan, and Meghan herself is on record as saying that. They were very welcoming collectively. I don't know what's in it for the palace to say to her, you can't.
I think they tried to help each other. And in doing so, they walled everybody else off. You know, we hear how tenderly he looked after her. He held her hand tightly.
He cradled her.
He cradled her. They probably cried in each other's arms. They probably felt very marginalised, very isolated. And going to a third party probably didn't seem, you know, within possibility. It didn't seem realistic for them. So because they were together, it amplified themselves. It amplified the problem, and it was a barrier against everybody else. So the family became even more remote. The family became even more distant, and it reinforces emotions. It makes it worse.
Look, the message.
And actually, what was needed was conciliation.
Yeah, but
I think Oprah was a really good interviewee because she listened. She gave them the opportunity to
Dr.
talk
Hilary,
without being judgmental.
The absolutely key thing, as you, as a medic, would agree, is that if someone is expressing those thoughts, you instantly access help.
Absolutely.
And do not give reasons
and
for not being able to get them help.
You never assume it's a cry for help or dramatisation.
Absolutely, but I'm talking about within whoever this person was who said, you know, because there were two reasons given, that it wouldn't be a good look and also that she wasn't a paid employee, that they couldn't help her. I mean, that doesn't matter, does it? Yeah. Anybody who expresses those thoughts must be given access to help immediately.
And you can only reconcile these problems through conciliation, through communication. And clearly, there was an inability to communicate with the very people with whom they wanted to build bridges and make bonds.